which will include what would have been my final trade, but Stephen Weiss, you dog. Stephen ran over my time on the halftime report. So the stock that was going to be final trade, which worked, by the way, even without mentioning it, will now be one of the stocks of the 3 at 3. So let's get to it, shall we? As always, 3 at 3 presented by me, Jon Najarian, here on Market Rebellion Media. And as far as what we're looking at here today, folks, if you'd like to understand more about options and stocks and fun stuff like that, maybe cryptocurrency, maybe futures, well, you can go to marketrebellion.com/get started. That is marketrebellion.com/get started to learn more about it. I thank you. And now let's get started. The disclaimer is that this is educational and informational only. Full stop. Here's our first one. Let's take a look at Norwegian Cruise Line, shall we? Why? Because Friday, late in the day, we saw some June 19 puts being accumulated rather aggressively. They bought 5,500 of them. They traded between $1.14 and $1.85, which means $114 per option, since every option is 400 shares of stock, and $185. So you multiply that $185 times 5,500, you get pretty close to $1 million trade going up here in Norwegian Cruise Lines. What did they do? They were buying an in the money only by, say, 90 cents, but nonetheless, in the money. They want this to act like a surrogate for being short stock. How did it work? Well, there you see Norwegian Cruise Lines just a little bit ago, down $1.14 or a little over 6%, one of those epicenter stocks. And as it fell 6%, so if you shorted the stock, you made 6%. I don't care if you sold $1,000 shares worth and it trades down, you made 6% on that short. However, if you did the options, which we're trading for, let's say average price here, even on the high end, $1.70. Those options today went to $2.70. So you made $1 on a $1.70 investment. That is what I'm talking about. That is why we trade. Because I can't feed my family on 6%, but I can feed my family making big returns like that. So, just pointing out, you miss a little, you miss a lot. Hopefully you don't miss any, and you tune in every day to 3 at 3. With that said, let's get started. I got a fresh one for you on 3 at 3. That fresh one being, bang, CRM. This would have been my final trade, as you see there. Bullish call buying. This is late in the day. This is the second big hit that we saw in CRM. We saw a big call buying in here. September, 200 calls. Look at that. That's what it costs in there to own an option. $10 out of the money. $10 above where that stock is trading. Cost because Mark Benioff's a genius. And he runs a fabulous company. But September 200 calls, they're trading for $9, folks. That's 5% of the value of the stock to own those calls. That's an expensive call. So if you wanted to, you could get in there and buy these, which would most probably cover you through the earnings, which are due the end of August. So you could buy these calls for $9.30 up to $9.70. Stock trades up to $190. There you see it. It's pushing $192. Bang! Already, folks. Already $192. That's what I'm talking about. It's been through $192, presently just below $192. I'm in the calls, but I'm also in a call spread. The 195s versus the 205s. We'll keep a track of both. And if you'd like to learn about how we do that, just check out marketrebellion.com/get started, and you could be learning about spreads as well. All right, let's get to our second of the 3 at 3. There we go. Second of our 3 at 3 is Novo. N-O-V-O. Novartis. 10,000 of the July 7250 calls change hands. So what do you need to know about that? You need to know that the July 7250 calls are, not quite $5 out of the money, but they're close to being $5 out of the money, folks. That's a bit of a jump. They're trading for $45 to $65 for each option. So these, with the stock at 67.84, present us with an interesting trade, we believe. Now, earnings aren't until after, as you can see here. They're estimated to be the 5th of August. So what I'm looking at is being in these calls or in a call spread underneath them. Again, you want to learn more about spreading, go to marketrebellion.com/get started. But in the meantime, these July 7250 calls, now that's a reach, that's a jump, that's a bump. Might I want to buy the 70s and sell the 7250s? Maybe. Yeah, I like the odds of that trade a little better. Now, if the thing's wicked, explosive to the upside and this thing jumps and has happened many times, and I'm sitting there going, I wish I wouldn't have done that spread. Wish I just had these calls naked long. Well, I can live with that. I can live with 100% returns and things like that. In this case, folks, let me tell you what this one's trading for right now. So I'm going to pull up Novo, see where I'm filled here. N-O-V-O, Novartis. Let's see. N-O-V-O, Novartis. N-O-V-O. N-O-V-O. And just N-V-O. I'm sorry, I accidentally, mentally put an O in there, but it's just N-V-O. And these July 70 calls are trading for $1.35 right now. They're $1.30 bid, offered at $1.35. They've traded as high as $1.50. I'm in them for $1.30. And I'm short the 7250s. And I say this so that you understand that you don't have to just trade the one that we're saying has the unusual activity. If there's a strike that's closer to the money, frequently I will want to be in that strike instead of the one that's such a leaper, because I'd rather move the odds further into my favor. There, as you see, is the stock 67.94. It was 67.84 when we saw it, so virtually the same price that it was at. It's more. So we'll keep our eye on this. They have an obesity candidate drug that they're working on right now, folks, and they've completed 2 studies on that obesity candidate. All right, let's get to our third and final of our 3 at 3 right now. BOX. I did this one on the halftime report, and I'm going to pull it up now to see where I am live on this one, because I may have already taken some profits. Yeah, that's right. They bought 17,000 of these July 22 calls. They paid 50 cents up to 95 cents. So obviously, as they chased those calls up, the stock was lifting. They started buying these with the stock at $20.37. So again, July 22 calls. So how much are those out of the money? Well, about $1.70, $1.60 out of the money when we saw it. So these July 22 calls traded from that, let's pick the high end. Let's say you got in at 80 cents. If you got in at 80 cents, I got in at 75. If you got in at 80 cents and these calls that traded up to $1.40, by the way, already today, I was able to take a bit of a scalp already on these calls. Now, how much is the volume? Let me see, folks. You think there's any of my friends at Robinhood in this one? I'd say yes. I'd say you bet your bottom dollar they are. Just like Day Trader Dave Global. I think a lot of people got into this one when we cited this 17,000 calls. So what am I doing? I was in here with these calls, buying these calls, like I say, at that 70 cent and 75 cent level. And now they've traded 69,000 of these calls. Do you think some of these folks, you think maybe some of the last 70,000 or so, no, not 70, sorry, 50,000 or so of these buyers have been through Robinhood and the like? I think so. There's a lot of us in this one right now. They're trading $1.23. They're up 98 cents on the day. That is 420% right now. I love what I do. If you love what you do, hey, try to share it with somebody. Try to get them excited about being an investor too. Investing doesn't know what color you are. Investing doesn't care what social strata you're on. You can do it, folks, through an app like Robinhood. You can do it through E-Trade, Ameritrade, Fidelity. You can do it through a whole bunch of brokerages. There's not one that is just that's the one. But whichever one you're doing it through, make sure that you do get a little education, because there are ways that you can turn these things into spreads where you've moved the odds even further into your favor. I would always encourage you to get just that little bit more education rather than just taking shots because it works out better in the long run. I am Jon Najarian. If you'd like to join us today, we would love to see you. There's a graph of Box as it trades to 22. Keep in mind it was 2037 when we saw it. But you can learn more about unusual option activity by going to marketrebellion.com/UOA. That is marketrebellion.com/UOA. Thank you for joining me today, folks. I hope you have a great day. I hope you, again, are nice to somebody who needs it. And let's flatten the fear. Let's take advantage of what's out there and let's make some money. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.